Now pay attention. When you get distracted by the crows and leave the planting to chase after them, you lose the sowing season. Here's a powerful principle. Nature has its share of losses. God feeds the birds. Some grains are for them, and that's part of the natural cycle. So don't chase after losses. That's foolish. Their loss is like a river flowing to the sea. It doesn't come back. Your role is to swim upstream, not to go downstream, chasing what's no longer yours. I studied law, and anyone familiar with this field knows it focuses on seeking advantages. But I chose to live in peace. I've never picked fights or sued anyone because I understood something fundamental. Wasting time on attacks and revenge is going downstream. My choice is to swim upstream and plant my seeds, letting nature handle the rest. Remember, prosperity lies in wisdom and simplicity. Don't complicate it. Plant your seed, move forward, and leave the crows behind. I've never sued anyone, even though I've been sued myself. Why? Because I set a target in my heart, to prosper so much that there's no time for petty disputes. Someone might ask, what if someone causes you a loss of $1 million? My answer, it happened once, and it became a diploma. I hang that diploma on the wall as a reminder never to take that course again. Those who keep chasing losses are like people chasing crows to retrieve seeds. After all, the crow doesn't produce, it only consumes. Let it take its share and keep planting. Do you know what a thief communicates to God when they steal? They're saying, I don't trust your provision. They're challenging the Creator, claiming what was given to someone else. That's the thief's message. But you, the producer, shouldn't worry. Produce so much that theft doesn't disrupt your purpose. Prosperity is growth, and those who understand this never stop. The true meaning of money. When we talk about money, we need clarity. Money is just an energy of exchange. It's artificial, a tool that facilitates market transactions. For example, if I sell apples and you sell corn, we might not have a direct interest in trading. Money acts as an intermediary, allowing each of us to acquire what we truly need. Here's the secret. Money must be your servant, never the other way around. It works for you without vacations, without rest, always multiplying itself. There are 3 types of people when it comes to money. 1. Masters of money. They control money, making it work for them. 2. Those who sell out for money. They trade values and dignity for it. 3. Slaves to money. They're dominated by it, endlessly chasing it. Be a master of money. Make it work for you. Money in your hands is like a farmer with seeds. You plant, nurture, and wait for it to yield offspring. Wealth comes from reinvesting those offspring so they grow and multiply. The code of multiplication. Your salary won't make you rich. What generates wealth is putting that money into motion, investing in something that yields returns, an asset, a business, an idea. Think of money as a pair. You pair male and female money, put it into the market, and they produce more money. What's the secret? Take these offspring and continue growing them, reinvesting. This way the cycle never ends, and prosperity becomes continuous. Remember, prosperity is growth. Money is just a means. Plant, multiply, and watch the fruits of your labor flourish. Many people live in the same cycle, exchanging an entire month of work for a single apple, and they're content with that because after all they can eat the apple. But how do you break this vicious cycle? It's simple. Cut the apple in half. Take the seeds, plant them, and sell the other half. At first it may seem difficult, even painful, but over time, in 5 years, you'll have your own apple tree. Then you'll never need to trade a whole month of work for 1 apple again. You'll have 800 apples on your tree, and the game will change. Now, I ask one thing. When you break free from this cycle, teach others to do the same. The more prosperous people there are in the world, the better it will be. In places of extreme poverty, where everything is lacking, water, transportation, resources, what's most lacking is prosperity around them. On the other hand, in areas full of prosperous people, everything seems to flow. The first law of the universe is generosity. There's no truly generous person who doesn't prosper. But pay attention, generosity is not the same as recklessness. Being generous means planting seeds in someone's heart, not scattering them on asphalt. Excessive virtues can turn into flaws. A kind-hearted person, when overzealous, becomes a pushover. Extreme loyalty can make someone a pack mule. It's important to balance qualities because every virtue, when obsessive, carries a risk. The true meaning of generosity. Generosity is a voluntary act, expecting nothing in return. It's like an overflow of something that comes from your soul. When God sees this generous spirit, He entrusts you with more. Here's a secret that changed my heart. When God wants to bless someone through another person, He always gives in abundance. He doesn't operate in scarcity or just the bare minimum. God trusts the generous because He knows they will overflow with what they've received. Be that person. Receive the excess, overflow, and transform the lives around you. Prosperity begins with generosity. Generosity is like being a mail carrier. Think about it. The mail carrier delivers letters without keeping any for themselves. They're reliable, which is why they keep receiving more to distribute. That's what it means to be generous. God trusts you, and you're always blessed for having this spirit of generosity. Awakening generosity. No one is born generous. We are naturally selfish, a legacy from Adam. But generosity can be awakened, trained, and cultivated. It can arise through the example of others, conscious acts or corrections like this one. The Bible teaches, "Whoever is faithful with little will be trusted with much." God never works with scarcity. If you're not generous with the little you have, how can you receive more? When you release what you have in trust, God trusts you with abundance. Creation reflects the Creator. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you see yourself as limited, fearful, or lacking, you're sending a message to the Creator that He is the same way. But this isn't true. God is generous. He created everything mankind needed before creating mankind, and then He gave man rest. If God weren't generous, He would have created man on the first day and asked for help with the rest. But He didn't. He prepared everything perfectly before bringing man into existence. This divine generosity is the foundation for understanding our own lives. By comprehending God's generous nature, we discover more about who we are and what we can become. God's generosity and free will. From the beginning, God demonstrated extraordinary generosity. Before man needed to plant, it was God who planted. He prepared everything for Adam. Man entered Eden with everything ready without needing to work. God is so generous that He didn't let Adam plant even one tree. Everything was already done by Him. But when man sinned, reality changed. God declared, "By the sweat of your brow you shall eat."